In fact, I hear that the contractors still want their own version of, because, I mean, that's where the issue is these days. So no matter what you do, if that is not coming in, there's going to be a problem. Even if it's in the house, it's a problem. So wherever it is, you know you have to do the needful these days.
They've been reassured 200 times. They've been reassured several times over that they will be paid their funds. And last we heard, you know, even the president gave a directive to the minister. So it's still unclear why it is that they are still being owed. Okay. Our correspondent Friday is on standby because they have said they are going to gather this morning, anytime from now, to make their voices heard. Morning, Friday. What's going on? Because, I mean, yes, they've been directed to be paid. In fact, I thought that by now, some of them are already receiving their pay. But what are you learning about those protests?
Thank you, Chamberlain. The truth is the protest is yet to commence. But the language in the invitation they sent to journalists yesterday suggests that the pay that they were promised have not been received. That is what the language in the invitation suggests, because they said series of failed promises by the federal government that their old money, the money the federal government is owing them will be paid, and they will be gathering this morning so that they will lead a protest to the Ministry of Finance to demand for the payment of all old contract sum that have not been paid. Like you said, it's a series of protests, or it was a series of protests last year, precisely the months leading into December. There were at least 4 of such protests that I covered in Abuja here, where the contractors were all demanding that the federal government should pay payment of all executed projects. In fact, they said some of those projects were already commissioned, but they were not paid. So that demand, the last of those protests was when they went to the National Assembly. And I understand very well that the leadership of the National Assembly waded into the issue. Committees were set to look at the issues that the contractors were causing the protest by the contractors. But I was hoping that they will start the protest this morning so that I will ask some questions. For instance, those committees set up come out of it. I also understand that the presidency also took some bold decisions to ensure that their payments were made. I would really like to ask them this morning if they actually got any payment from those promises that were made to them last year. But like I said, the protest is yet to start. Just a few of them are gathering at the secretariat around the Foreign Affairs Ministry, at the Federal Ministry of Federal Secretariat, before they will proceed to the venue of the protest this morning.
Do we know where the venue is? Because you did say that they're gathering, and it would have been lovely for us to be able to see at least the faces of those who have gathered. Do you know where the protest will eventually happen?
Well, the leadership, that is the president and their secretary, have not actually arrived here. But some of the members I spoke to 2 of them earlier, they said they are going to protest to the Ministry of Finance, which is not too far from where we are gathered right now. So I hope in a few minutes from now, when they have sizable number of their members, especially when the leaders of this association, when they are here, they will proceed to that venue, the Ministry of Finance, where they said they will be protesting this morning.
In your gathering, in your speaking with those who have gathered so far, have they been able to tell you what the challenges have been? Because we understand about 2,000 indigenous contractors are affected by this. Have they spoken to you about what any specific challenges, so to speak, in terms of why they've not been paid?
Yes, the one of them I spoke to earlier, in fact, it was more of a humor. I just told him, we're back to the trenches. And they laughed. They said, the issues are still there. They have not been addressed. That was the response. So it appears from what he said that the issues that led to the protest last year are still there. Okay. Most of the promises they made to them last year were not backed up with cash. And, you know, the protesters are saying promises that our money should be paid is not enough. The promises should be backed up with cash. So when you promise that we're going to pay you what we are owing you, we want to see the alerts in our bank account, because that is the language you want to hear. Like Mr. Chamberlain said earlier on, the money is the whole issue here. But I also do understand that the Senate committee that looked into the issue, when they invited the Minister of Finance to come and give a state of affairs, to give an update on what is actually happening, why these contractors have not been paid, I understand that the minister did say that over 80% of all owed debts have been paid. So these are issues from the government side. So I really like to put it to the protester this morning. Let them confirm if 80% or over 80% of the money they are owed have really been paid or not.
All right, so we'll look forward to what their response will be. Has any one of them received any payment whatsoever? And if FG themselves say they eliminated or they moved to direct payments to eliminate the middlemen, you thought by now they would have figured all that out and not be faced with this problem in the first instance. So thank you, Friday. We'll keep tabs with you as we proceed.
Thank you so much.